Hey, what's going on, good peeps? This your man, Chris Stones. Hey, coming to you with an update to a story. So let's get right into it. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, now, I've been talking about this story about the 5-year-old who was brutally attacked by children who was 8 and 9 and 10 years old. And one of the main things people was in an uproar about was about the children being charged or not. Well, the update that I'm bringing you today is for what we have learned, what I have learned. Somebody sent me this info. The prosecutors have charged the 9 and the 10-year-old. Okay. And as you can see right there, prosecutors have charged two children, 9 and 10-year-old, in the brutal attack on a 5-year-old Cleveland girl. And it goes on to say, I don't know how to pronounce this, Cuyahoga or Cuyahoga. I don't know, but it's in Cleveland. Cuyahoga County prosecutors have charged two children, 9 and 10 years old, in a connection to the brutal assault of a 5-year-old girl last month. Prosecutors said a 9-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl. Oh, the 10-year-old was the girl. I don't know why I thought the 10-year-old was the boy, but the 10-year-old was the girl. Now I'm finding this out. I'm even more like, what the hell? Why would you be doing this to another girl? Wow. Okay. They are facing initial charges of attempted murder, rape, felonious assault, kidnapping, and strangulation. A 9 and 10-year-old, y'all. The alleged assault took place on September 13th in a field near east of 148th Street and St. Clair Avenue in Cleveland. And Tavia Kennebrew, the victim's mother, previously told 19 News her daughter was beaten, assaulted, and scalped. If I pronounced that right. She described that day saying she had dropped her daughter off at a family member's home near East 145th Street and St. Clair Avenue. Somehow, a baby girl walked out the front door. When the mother next saw her daughter, she was being treated by first responders. I'm not going to read that right there because we already heard what the mom had to say. But down here it says prosecutors, ugh, my bad. The prosecutor office not releasing any more information because of the sensitivity of the case. They say they are still going through evidence and collecting new information. The news team said they reached out to Kennebrew's attorney, but they haven't heard anything back. Okay. What's my thoughts on this? Here's my thoughts. Yeah, right now it may sound good that the 9 and 10-year-olds being charged, but I guess the $1 million question is it going to stick? That would be the question. By them being the age that they are, is it going to stick? And then another thing I think about is if it does stick, what can they really do to them? If it does stick, what can the prosecutors do to them? By them being the age, they can't put them in no actual jail. So are they going to go into like a penitentiary home, or are they going to be on if it's a such thing for children this young, are they going to be on house arrest? What's going to happen if it does stick? What can they really do about it? So at the end of the day, I got a feeling they still going to walk away free because of their age. They're going to walk away free, And again, the 10-year-old, I don't know why I thought this 10-year-old was a boy, but the 10-year-old is a girl. And you doing all this to another girl. And so it makes me wonder, what's really going on with her in her home. And who's been, I guess, has anybody been touching her inappropriately like that? And she just got this pent up aggression that she chose to do it to another girl that's younger than her. A 10-year-old girl doing this to another girl. So they kind of got me right with they got me with that. All right. And here's another thing that I'm not thinking about too. The parents of this 9 and 10-year-old, I don't know if they related or these are two separate families. What's going to happen to them? Because at the end of the day, I think most of this stuff probably going to go on them because they are the legal guardians or whoever the legal guardians of them. You know, how much of the responsibility is going to fall on them? You know, and what's the consequences that's going to be for their children doing this? Okay? Because again, in my opinion, if a 9 and 10-year-old going this brutal to the point that after they raped this little girl, they peed on her, this ain't their first rodeo. Matter of fact, I know it ain't their first rodeo because Kennebrew, the girl's mom, she had a post on Facebook. And I tried to go back and find it, but I think she took it down. Where she was talking about that the 10-year-old had an open case on her already for breaking somebody's nose or their arm or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I tried to go back and find it. She took it down. But saying that 10-year-old already got an open case on them. Now, when I saw Kennebrew post that, I said, you know, and this girl right here is something serious. You out here breaking nose, you out here breaking arms, you out here sticking sticks and dirt up in young babies' private areas and down their throat and all that stuff. You know, what the hell going on with this 10-year-old? That she's just evil. All right? What's really going on? And you got a case open prior to this? What the hell is this 10-year-old parents doing? If they doing anything at all. And got me wondering, you know, are they scared of this 10-year-old? All right? And another thing I saw a lot of people saying, at least they would like to see their names be put out here or whatnot. Y'all know they're not going to do that to a 9 or 10-year-old. They're not going to do that. Would I want to see that? Probably. I would like to see the face of the children who did this. You know, and would I like to see the parents' face out there? Yeah, I would like to see their faces too as well. You know? And see who the hell is this and who's behind this and Jesus Christ and what kind of traumatic issues is going on. You know, I would like to see it too, but of course, you know, we got to use common sense here. By them being the age that they are, they're not going to put their face out there unless somebody, well, I'll say this, somebody eventually probably going to put their face out there because at first I think they weren't trying to put the baby face out there, but the baby face eventually then came out. You know, they showed the baby face. So if people found the baby face, or I guess Kennebrew put the baby face on her Facebook page or whatnot, somebody eventually going to put these other children's faces out there. All right, because that's just how the way it goes. If they ain't already put it out there already, somebody going to put it out there, and somebody probably going to put the parent's face out there as well and say, hey, you know, these are the children and these are their parents. You know, so somebody going to do it. So I probably expect the next couple of days or something, somebody going to probably send me a picture and say, hey, they saying this is the kids and these are their parents, you know, but I probably gonna go that far putting their face out there, you know, until I got concrete evidence that is them. You know, that's what I'm about. If I got concrete evidence that is them, then yeah, I'll probably put it out there. But if I don't have concrete evidence that is them, I'm just not gonna put no random child out there and talk about they did and put this kind of stipulation on them. You know, I hate false narratives like this, put it on anybody. So if it's concrete evidence, then yeah, I'll probably put it out there myself. You know, so wow. But other than that, you know, hey, that's my thoughts about it. Yeah, it sounds good, but how far is it going to go? That's the $1 million question. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I'm your man, Chris Storms. Hey, catch y'all next time. Peace out.